Hi, Vibrant friends. It's Vic with Vibrant with Vic, and I'm really excited to be here to share in your yoga practice with you today. So, here at Vibrant with Vic, we like to combine psychological principles with the gentle movements of yoga to tend to the physical body, the mental body, and the emotional body. So, let's do that today. So a couple things to remember. When we tend to the physical body, everything I do is merely a suggestion. So if it doesn't feel good to you, please don't do it. Listening to your body and knowing what feels good to it today. It could be something different than yesterday or tomorrow. The left is going to be different than the right. So please be mindful, which brings us to the mental body. Psychology tells us that we have thousands upon thousands of thoughts every day, and most of them do not serve us. They're just on repeat, implanted there from when we were younger. So really being mindful. So we're going to pay attention on purpose to the present moment with that non-judgmental awareness. So that can help us tune into our physical body. That can help us tune into our mental body and get behind all that chatter to get to that wise mind. And our emotional body, as we move, sometimes emotions come up, and letting those emotions just rise up and out, because emotions are just energy in motion. So no judgment there either. No judgment with the physical body, no judgment with the mental body, and no judgment with the emotional body. Before we get started, I want to make sure to give a shout out to Virtual Veg Fest Live. Check out their website to enter their monthly contest. And today with our sponsor, you can see all of that information scrolling below, TerraSeed, and my website, vibrantwithvic.com. So check me out there. You can find out about my group classes, my individual classes, and just reach out to me and say hi. I love seeing you all and wish I could interact with you more. So let's get started today. So coming into a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. You could actually lie down if you want. We structure this class that you can do it in the office. You can do it really from almost anywhere. I have a chair back there. I have a mat, whatever feels good to you. You can be sitting on the ground, lying on the ground, sitting in a chair, just really feeling supported as we start out our practice. So if you are sitting, maybe sitting against something, the back of the chair, maybe with a pillow even, or the back of a wall, or lying down. Or if you just want to sit up in an easy sitting position, if that feels good to you. Wherever you are, we're going to gently close our eyes here or cast our gaze downward. And we're going to turn inward and tune in. So breathing here, first noticing what your breath is doing. Our breath is our link between our automatic nervous system and our somatic that we can control. So tuning into our breath and noticing if it's quick, if it's shallow. We tend to go through life with breaths that are more up in the chest, quicker, which is actually signaling to the body at an unconscious level that we're in fight or flight mode. So using that power we have in the breath to control the autonomic nervous system by bringing that breath deeper into the belly, slowing it down here. Deep, slow breaths. Noticing what our body needs today. If you've been with me before, you know that I like to think of us as having 3 intelligence centers. We have the physical body, which we can think of as our gut area. Also thinking about that intelligence as our gut intuition. We have that heart center, that emotional center, our feelings. And we have that head center, that intelligence center. Behind all the chatter, we have that wise mind. So as we breathe, breathing deeply all the way from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Deep inhales, nourishing all three centers, and deep exhales all the way back down to the tail. Inhaling as the belly opens, the heart opens, and all the oxygen travels up to the head. Exhaling, head, heart, belly. Going at your own pace, and as you're inhaling into the belly, seeing if there's anything that intuition has to tell you today. And then into the heart space, seeing if there's anything your emotions, your feelings, your heart wants to convey. And then all the way up into the head, behind that chatter, into the wise mind, seeing what it has to tell you. And exhaling as you remove all the waste, all the impurities, everything that doesn't serve you, all the way from your head, heart, and down to your belly. And as you continue these deep breaths here, in and out, slowing them down and going at your own pace, thinking about our quote for the day. Has to do with new beginnings, with starting something new and fresh. One day or day one, you decide. One day or day one, you decide. What do you want this to be your day one for? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be big, or it can be the first step in a big project. What is your intuition? What is your heart? What does your head all tell you when I say one day or day one? You decide. And after a few more deep breaths in and out here, when you're ready, gently opening your eyes, coming back to this space. And we'll come and we'll sit on our chair to get started. So coming to the front of our chair, if we were sitting in the back of our chair or sitting on the ground, coming to the front of it now, making sure you have enough room around you to move. And let's ground in this place. This is another thing that we can do when we want to really be in the present moment. Grounding here. I often do it in meditation with the eyes closed, but you can do it anytime when you're sitting at the office. Perhaps you're not in a place where you can close your eyes. So I wanted to do it in a way today where your eyes are open. Maybe you're at your desk. Maybe you're in a checkout line and you just want to ground into the present moment because you find your mind is scattered all over the place. So bringing your attention to where your body is in space. If you're standing in a checkout line, you can just think about where your feet are grounding in the earth and feeling supported. If we're sitting in a chair now, really feeling the support of the chair under you, the earth, maybe feeling the temperature on your skin. Just noticing what's happening with your skin and really feeling supported by whatever is holding you up. And then bringing your attention to your nose and noticing if there are any fragrances in the air around you. And then to your ears and noticing how many distinct sounds you can pick out in your environment. And being sure that mind doesn't want to go to judgment, right? It's going to tend to, especially if we're in a checkout line and it's hectic and we have to be somewhere but just bringing that curious observer to the sounds around you. And lastly, looking around your environment and seeing what your eyes are drawn to, noticing colors and textures. And then noticing outside in your environment or inside in your heart space, something that really supports you. And we'll go back to that idea of day one. Can you think of something right now that you see in your environment or that you can see in your mind's eye that can support you to do these things that you want to do moving forward? Whatever you pick this to be day one for, what can really support you in this heart space as you move forward? And knowing that you can conjure up this image in your mind's eye at any time, whether you see it right now outside or whether you only see it inside. It's inside with you anytime you need it for support. So great job. Please use those grounding techniques whenever you find yourself a little off. And let's move our bodies. So thinking about that core engaged, really supporting us here. Long, tall spine, opening up through the shoulders. Shoulder blades glide down the back. Opening the hands up to the front like we would in a standing mountain here. We're going to take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And on our next inhale, we're going to raise the arms up towards the sky, reaching up, bringing them together in a slight back bend. And then we'll exhale the hands down. Let's do that again. Inhaling up, slight back bend. Exhaling down. Good job. Inhaling up. This time we're going to exhale down and then interlace our hands, and we're going to arch our back into a cat here. And then we're going to lift up and then open up that heart space. So let's really open up that heart space. Think about that heart opening, maybe grabbing the chair behind you, perhaps looking up, being careful not to hyperextend that neck. Nice job. Inhaling up, exhaling. Inhaling deeply, let's do that again. We'll exhale as we arch the back. Inhaling the hands up. And exhaling as we open up here. So a little bit of seated cat-cow in this circle of joy. Breathing here. Let's do that one more time. We'll bring our hands together. Inhaling up, slight back bend. Exhaling down. Interlacing the hands. Deep inhale. We'll exhale as we arch the back. Inhaling up. And exhaling as we open up to that heart. Maybe looking up. Maybe seeing if we can glide these shoulder blades down the back just a bit more. Nice job. Inhaling, hands down center. Great work. Let's do some seated twist here. So dropping those hands by the side again. We'll inhale up. Reach, reach, reach. We'll exhale the left arm down and reach up and over with the right. So we're not leaning over, we're reaching up and out, really opening that side body. Perhaps you want to grab a hold of the chair. Whatever feels good. If it feels better to let your arm dangle. Inhaling up, exhaling to the other side. Your hip might want to lift a bit in the raised arm. So you might want to come out a little if you're noticing that is happening. Inhaling up. And we'll go into a flow of your own choosing, following your breath, using that breath to support you. Thinking about what's happening with your core. We like to move our spine in all 6 directions every day. So we've done the cat-cow, front back, we're doing the side to side now. And we started by going over to that left side. So next time you go over to the right, reaching the arms up into that slight back bend and exhaling, hands to heart center. Nice work. Okay, so let's stand and do our twists. So side to side. So doing our willow tree, or first you can do any intuitive movements you want. If you want to just shake it out, if you've been sitting a lot today, it might feel good to stand and just shake it out. So let's do our willow tree with our feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. If you've been with me before, you know that you have some options in this willow tree. You can keep your hip creases pointed towards the front of the mat and circle around, noticing that stretch, getting higher up into the back, moving your neck side to side, gently tapping your body. You can break up some of that tension in the fascia. And maybe you want to get the hips involved to see how that changes the stretch. Noticing how you're feeling that in a different part of your body. Perhaps lifting the heel that you're turning away from to get yourself a little bit deeper into that stretch. Nice job. And we'll slow that down as if the wind is subsiding on a breezy day. And shaking that out. Speaking of willow tree, let's come to our standing balance tree. And remembering that balance poses, like all yoga poses, are just play. We're just here to have fun, to move our bodies, to be more vibrant, right? Not serious, just fun and vibrant and free. So let's ground in to that left foot, and we'll take the right heel on the side of the leg. This could be all the tree play you want today. Opening that knee up towards the back of the mat, keeping those hip creases towards the front, long spine, shoulders down away from the ears. Taking a deep inhale here. And if you want to bring that foot up a little bit, you can bring it up to the calf. You can bring it up higher on the leg. Notice coming in and out of that pose as much as you need to. Noticing where your arms want to be. They might want to be up with your tall branches. They might want to be interlaced. Perhaps you want to open up that heart space by bringing them behind the back. Whatever you do, using that core to support you. Perhaps you want the chair next to you to use as a little bit of balance. Whatever feels good to you here. You're a proud, strong tree. Coming in and out of this pose helps build neural connections that help with balance that we can use throughout our lives. Breathing here. Nice work. Let's gently come out of that and we'll switch to the other side. This time really feeling that energy in that right leg. Coming up, long spine, really engaging that center to support you, opening up through that heart space, dropping those shoulders. This time we're going to take that left heel and bring it up, opening that knee towards the back of the mat, opening up those hips. Perhaps this is all you want today. And maybe this is what you want and you wanted something different on the other. Really engaging that center to support you, taking a deep inhale. And on the exhale, staying where you are or bringing that foot a little higher, just keeping it off that knee joint. Noticing what your branches want to do today. Noticing if you want to use a chair too. Whatever form of play helps you work on your balance. Nice work. And noticing that mindfulness, that critical mind wants to come in, gently inviting that curious mind to come on board without judgment. Nice work. Slowly shaking that out. Nice. Let's do a couple of half sun salutations here before we go back down to our seat. So really grounding into all four corners of the feet, thinking about them as having four corners, lifting up through the arches, really feeling the energy, engaging the legs, not locking out the knees, tucking the tail just a bit to engage Mula Bandha, those pelvic floor muscles, engaging that core. Spine grows long, shoulders go down the back in this really strong mountain, hands opening to the front to encouraging that heart space to open. Maybe closing your eyes here, feeling the crown of the head coming towards the sky, long neck, really feeling that balance between effort and ease as you're a strong, unshakable mountain. As you move forward, this is your day one. Few deep breaths here. And then on the next inhale, rising those arms up, bringing the hands together in a slight back bend. We'll swan dive forward into our forward fold, perhaps bending one knee and then the other, shaking our head side to side, really hanging here. Doing whatever feels good to release that back, swaying. Maybe putting your hands in your elbow creases, noticing the neck, noticing the shoulders, the upper back, middle back, the lower back, noticing the back of the legs. Breathing here. If your hands were interlaced, dropping them down, we'll inhale as we lift into our halfway lift, making contact somewhere on our legs for that 90-degree angle. We'll exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, bending your knees as much as you need to support your back, lifting up into our slight back bend, and exhaling, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhaling, exhaling, go with your own breath, swan diving forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, root to rise. Exhaling, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, root to rise. Really reach, reach, reach this time, engaging that core. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Nice work. Shaking that out. Let's come and sit on our chair one more time on the front before we scooch to the back for our final few minutes of relaxation and stillness. But before we do, we'll do a couple more poses here. So grounding into that left foot, we're going to take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, we'll pull that right knee in towards our body. And then we'll continue to breathe in and out deeply while we roll our foot one way and then the other, flex and point. Noticing what's going on, being a curious observer of that foot. Feet do so much for us. Really giving it some attention and a little extra love. And when you're ready, gently lifting that foot across that left leg, being mindful not to be on that ankle, flexing that foot, strong foot, inviting that knee towards the earth, not pushing on the kneecap, sitting up nice and tall in this seated figure four stretch. Breathing, noticing if you want to help open that hip just a little bit by giving a gentle support here, not pushing too hard. Breathing. Nice job. And now we're just going to gently invite that knee over, taking a deep inhale, and we'll exhale, looking out to the right side. Sitting up nice and tall here. Perhaps the shoulders can drop down the back some more. Perhaps you want to flex that right foot again if it's come out of engagement. Perhaps you want to look out over that right shoulder. Inhaling up and exhaling, hands to heart center, shaking that out. Nice work. Let's come to the other side. So this time grounding in the right foot. We'll take a deep inhale here. And on our exhale, pulling that left leg in. Moving that ankle, giving that left foot as much love as you gave to the right. Rolling in one direction and then the other, pointing and flexing. And when you're ready, gently inviting that right foot across, being mindful of your ankle, flexing that left foot, inviting that left knee to come down a bit, just staying off that knee joint. Have to protect our joints here. Sitting up nice and tall. Nice work. Breathing deeply. And when you're ready, gently sliding that knee over. We'll take a deep inhale and we'll exhale and twist over towards that left side. Thinking about perhaps you want to sit up a little bit taller. Perhaps you want to look out over that left shoulder. Maybe flexing that left foot again. Noticing how your core is supporting you. Nice work. We'll inhale up and exhale, shake that out. Nice job. Okay, let's wrap it up. So if you're sitting on a chair, moving to the back of that chair to really support you, like we did when we started in class. Perhaps you want to lay down using a wall, gently closing your eyes or casting them downward here. We're going to turn back inward, tuning back in to the breath as we ground here. And we're going to slowly relax as the wave of relaxation travels from our head down our whole body, relaxing the crown, noticing any tension melt down the face, down all sides of the neck. Noticing those shoulder blades glide down the back and any tension melts down the arms, past the wrists and hands and out into the room around you. And then bringing the attention back up to those shoulders that hold so much stress, inviting them to relax and release. That heart space softens, the belly relaxes, and we really relax one vertebra at a time as we travel all the way down the back, down the legs, past the ankles and feet. And taking any remaining tension that's in the body and just let it go out into the space that surrounds you. And then we'll do a quick scan of the body to see if there's anywhere else that's still holding tension, and inviting it to release, but noticing that if it doesn't want to, that's okay. Offering it some love and support and compassion, and knowing that it can be just as it wants to be. And perhaps this is enough to invite relaxation there. And now we'll just sit in just a few minutes of silence. I'll mind the time and ring a bell now to take you in, ring a bell to bring you out. Nothing to do here but notice any thoughts that come into your mind and invite them gently to drift by like clouds in the sky, coming back to your breath. Slowly bringing yourself back to this place. Maybe gently wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe doing any intuitive stretches that feel good to your body. Maybe pausing for a second here to reflect one more time. Is it one day or is this day one? You decide. Slowly opening your eyes. We're looking up now to close out the class. We'll sit tall one more time. We'll take a deep inhale up. And then we'll exhale, hands together slowly down the midline, pausing at the forehead as a reminder to think kind thoughts. Down to the lips as a reminder to speak kind words. And down to the heart space as a reminder to do kind deeds. Not just for others, but most importantly for yourself. It's my wish that you and all beings everywhere are happy, healthy, safe, and free. And until we meet again, I wish you so much peace. Thank you so much for sharing your yoga practice with me today. I can't wait to see you on my website and in some of my classes. Reach out to me for individual sessions, and don't forget to check out Virtual Veg Fest Live in Tennessee. Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure being here with you.